Hi, I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Botker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
Sewing circles and curves has never been easier using the Go Signature Circles 6-inch finish die. This 10 by 10 die has all the shapes you need to create circle blocks as large as 12-inch finish.
All right, so we want to cut some blocks.
We do.
We're following the Go Rainbow Rings Baby Quilt pattern. It's a free download at AccuQuilt.com. So for our blocks, we're using white as the background and some solid scraps or strips to create those rainbow rings. So this is how we're going to cut those out. So we're going to start, we've got white background.
Right, and A and B are the background colors.
A and B are our background colors, and I've got some 8 by 8 squares. So I am going to lay this on here. Again, my lengthwise grain is here. I'm following the direction, the shape are on the die board.
Correct.
And I'm putting this over. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're overlapping C. Here's your option. You can leave it like that, or you can very carefully pull it down like this, scissor rough cut this corner off.
Right.
Either way, you're going to have scraps.
Right.
This is going to be a slightly larger scrap, but do you really care about any more white scraps,
No,
Pam?
I don't.
I don't either. So that's what we're going to do right there.
Excellent.
Now, here's how we're going to cut those C rings, because there's a little bit of a trick to that. So we had some scrap strips of fabric. I think these are 4.5. 4.5. We're going to put those on right like this. Got just a tiny little bit of overlap, but we've got 4 layers and 2 layers. We haven't broken the 6-layer law, so we're good. We're just going to leave them right like that, because our next cut is going to be a shift, and we'll show you how we do that.
Perfect. And I love this die because the letters are on the die board. We have that 2-tone foam. We have specialized dog ears and notches.
See, those notches make sewing curves so simple.
All right, so this is going to fit through your Go or your Go Big fabric cutter. Don't worry about that little bit of fabric that's hanging off the edge.
That's right. All right, so let's bring this over. We're going to give it a little bit of love. Here we go.
Perfect.
So we've got our shapes, A and B. There's our little bit of scraps that we've got. We'll just get those out of the way so they don't worry anybody. And we've got A and B, and then here's our ring.
Right, so let's take these pieces off so you can
those
show
pieces
the
off.
cut and
Here's
shift method.
Our ring. So there's our ring that we cut. Now to do our next cut, we're going to pull those off. We're going to just slide this right down like this. So we've got all of it covered. And we're going to be able to cut again with very little waste.
Right.
Now, a nice thing about this and making this particular pattern that's scrappy, you could actually use charm squares here to cut these arcs as well. So think about that to use up.
I think that's a great idea because so many of us have charm squares in our
That's
stash.
right. That's right. And this would be a really fun pattern to get them all out and use them with. So that's how we could make a second cut.
Excellent. All right, so let's show everyone how to just sew one of these pieces onto our shape A. So this is our shape C arc.
Okay.
And then this is our shape B. All right. So Erica, we talk about this all the time, how you want the smiley to be on top.
Yes.
And then we're going to pin it right there in the center. Okay. And then we're going to just gently come here to the edge and pin it here as well. And that's going to make sure that your rings are all straight.
Yes. And I like having that starting pin.
I do too.
Even if you don't want to pin your notch, I like having a starting pin.
Okay, and you could totally chain piece all of your shape A's to your shape C's.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to come here to the end. I'm going to put down my presser foot, lower my needle. I'm going to do just a couple of stitches before I take out that pin. Now, Erica, if you start to get a little bunched up, just lift up your presser foot.
Yep.
And just continue to go nice and easy. This is not a race.
No, and you're basically guiding that fabric through. The machine knows what to do. So you really don't have to do a lot of work. Just think of yourself as its guide.
We're just going nice and slow. We're lifting up that presser foot as we need it to. All right, so I'm going to come right here with my little stiletto underneath, make sure everything lines up. And then we're just going to stitch.
I bet you'd like me to press that.
I would.
And how are we going to press this one?
We're going to follow the curve, so we're going to press towards that outer ring.
Got it.
Excellent.
So perfect.
All right, so now that we have our outer rings sewn, look at how fun that is. We're going to add the 2 sections here to our section B.
Perfect.
And we're going to do exactly what we just did before. We're going to start with the smiley on the top.
Got it.
We're going to put a pin right here in the center. This is the great thing about our curves is that we have notches, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, and we're just going to do a couple of stitches so I don't get my pin. Take out my pin. And I found once I sewed 2 or 3 of these, Erica, then it was just a breeze to sew through the rest of them.
Yes. And this curve is even easier because it's a more gentle or a larger curve.
It is. All right, will you press that towards that center shape B, I think, or shall we go towards the rings?
We can go either way you would like.
Let's go towards the center shape B.
Okay. Nice and flat. Perfectly done. Then all we have to do is add the other section. This is a great chain piecing project, really.
And I feel like, Erica, if you're new to curves, this is a really easy project to start with.
It is.
It's not intimidating at all. You're just going to have those big gentle curves here on the outside, and it's a great scrap buster, but you really do want a pin.
You really do. Well, you heard it here first.
Ta-da. All right, let's press that open and let's see how it looks.
Perfect. And we're going to press this side towards the center as well. Go ahead, let the fabric lead the way, and there we go. Perfect, flat, and ready to put together with more units.
And like we said, you're going to need a total of 4 of these units to make a 12-inch finished block. So each one of these finished to 6 inches.
That's right. Now, to make this fast and easy weekend project, you only need a total of 9 of those ring blocks. So think about changing the colorway. You could match a nursery.
Oh, there we go.
You could use scraps of all one color. You could use all different colors. You'll lay out your blocks in 3 rows of 3 blocks, sew them together, press the seams open.
Once your quilt top is done, sandwich batting between the top and the backing, pin or baste the layers together, and quilt as desired.
Now you want to bind using your favorite method, and don't forget to miter those corners.
Quilters, be sure and share your finished projects with us on all of our social media platforms.
You can create rings for all occasions because at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time
so you can quilt more.